So welcome back guys to another video. Today I'll be talking about games that I enjoy playing despite I'm not good at them. Now I thought this would be a great discussion. I have to admit that I saw this topic on Facebook. One of my friends made a post about it and I was like, man, this would be a really good video to make. That's right, I stole someone's idea. It happens on YouTube, but I really thought this was a good topic. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because it's the definition of insanity, or it's the gameplay, or just something that captivates us that makes us keep wanting to play a game that we know that we're not good at. And let's face it, we're not all good at every single video game. Now, the first game I'm going to be talking about, if you guys grew up in the 80s and 90s, then you guys know that anything that had marketing always had to have a mascot, even Domino's Pizza. So I'm going to be talking about Yo Noid on the NES. It was released by Capcom, and I don't know, this was a game that I played for the first time when my sister used to have sleepovers. She would bring a friend over, and her friend would always give me an NES game to play. Maybe it's because she was trying to keep me distracted while they were in their room talking about New Kids on the Block or whatever crush they were having at the skating rink, and they knew me being the younger brother, I would like bust down the door and want to hang out. So they would give me a video game and it would definitely keep me occupied. And this was a game that really kept me occupied despite I was not good at it. And I don't think it was entirely my fault because this game has some of the worst physics. But for some reason, I really enjoy it. I don't know if it's because I like the Noid character from Domino's at the time, even though he's kind of creepy now. But I kept playing it. Even when I was recording gameplay footage, I was only going to record a couple minutes of it, but I found myself playing it for like an hour. Also on the NES, this is a game right here that I think would really benefit from a trackball, but it doesn't really do too well on the NES D-pad, and that is Marble Madness. I love Marble Madness. It's very simplistic, it's a lot of fun, it looks fantastic, the music's very atmospheric and kind of ambient, but I'm just not good at it. And you know, I've played it with the NES Advantage and I was a little better at it, but you guys are looking at the gameplay. I was recording this off my Pi to capture some of the footage and I just was not good at it. Whenever I use a D-pad, it's like I'm walking with two left feet. It just doesn't work because the marble is constantly moving. It doesn't stop. And I feel like the D-pad, especially like a Super Nintendo or a Nintendo controller, just doesn't really capture the diagonal movement too well of a marble. Now I love the Sega Genesis. It's probably one of my favorite consoles of all time, and one game that I really enjoy, but it's like the bane of my existence, and I've talked to some other people and they said this game was pretty hard too, and that is Comic Zone. Comic Zone, I remember playing this at Toys R Us when I was a kid, and I was completely captivated by just the concept of it. You were a comic book artist stuck in his own creation. You were going through different storyboards and fighting some of the enemies, and the main guy was like drawing all these pictures and stuff, and they were coming to life, and I was like, man, that's so freaking awesome. But the game itself is just really, really hard. I don't know what it is. Something in my brain just doesn't really respond too well, and I can't get past, I think, like the third level. I got the Sonic Ultimate Collection on the Xbox 360, and that's still one game I never got an achievement for, and it kind of pisses me off a little bit, but I still love it. Now, a genre I don't talk about a lot on the channel, and some people think I probably absolutely don't like the genre, but I actually do. That's first-person shooter, and one of my favorite first-person shooters is the Halo series. I really like Halo. I think Halo was that game that kind of made me say, oh, okay, this is why everyone loves first-person shooters, because I couldn't get into GoldenEye. I couldn't get into Call of Duty. But something about Halo, it's got a great story, the multiplayer's a lot of fun, but I'm just not good at it. You know, it was one of the first online games I ever played, and I was that person that was just running around with my gun up and like spinning around in little tornadoes while everyone like teabagged me. I just wasn't that good at it, and I think I confused a lot of people too, because later on down the line, when I got Halo 4, they had the Mountain Dew bottle caps with the extra experience points, and at the time I was working at the aquarium, and they always recycled everything. They got rid of all the bottle caps. So I would sit there and get a bunch, like a handful, like a bags full of Mountain Dew bottle caps and put all the codes in. I think you could only do like 4 caps a day to get extra EXP, and I would get like messages of people being like, man, you suck so bad, but Why are you so high in ranking? And it was because of the bottle caps, not because of my skill. Now, speaking of skill, there's one game, my last game I want to talk about. You guys know I love fighting games. Street Fighter 2 is probably my favorite fighting game of all time. But there's one like little spin-off of the Street Fighter series that I'm not so great at, and that is Marvel vs. Capcom. Not just any Marvel vs. Capcom, but Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I remember playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the Dreamcast and at the arcade and holding my own. I wasn't that great, but I was doing pretty decent. But something about Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I just became a complete novice. I was just not good at it. And I think a lot of it's because they added the simple button mashing to it. That you could do like a 40-hit combo with no ease whatsoever. You just hit like 2 buttons, like boom, 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 boom. And I recently re-downloaded it on the PS4, and I was like, you know what, maybe I'll give this game another chance and try to play it some more. And this guy I was fighting online, he was so good. He did so many combos, I just sat the controller down. I was like, I'm done. I'm just gonna wait for the next match because this guy's doing so much, I can't get out of it. But with that being said, I still really like the game. I love the animations, I love Marvel, I love Street Fighter. What's there not to love other than just the controls, man? The controls and the ADD aspect of it can just be a little too overwhelming. But anyway, guys, that is some games that I enjoy playing, but I'm just not good at them. And I want you guys to come in with a comment. Let me know some games that you love playing, but you're not good at. I'd love to see some of your responses. And be sure to hit that bell to get more notifications on whenever there's more content coming out on my channel. You have to do more than just subscribe now on YouTube. And I want to say thank you guys so much for all the support. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.
Can't get enough of Access Gaming Podcast? Be sure to check out our audio podcast on Podomatic.com. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes. And if you have a YouTube channel or podcast you'd like to share, be sure to check us out on Facebook on our group page and join the community. As always, guys, thank you so much for all the support and happy gaming.